So let's see. So as you remember, these are my previous scripts. So what I'll be doing, as I just described, I'll be creating a grid, a square grid, and that square grid is going to be here somewhere. So I'll be creating a point here, set one point, I'll put one point in, and let's create an XY plane just to make sure. Put this guy here, and we can preview these all off. Okay, and the size of my, let's say, grid is this, and let's have, I don't know, like that's going to be too much, so let's maybe put 50 and 100 on Y extension. It's too much. I want them to overlap, so let's have something as such here. Okay, so these are my, you can see my grids. Maybe I can just go and scroll in top view directly, and this is my grid, right? So what I'm planning to have is to create basically sort of a attractor point, right? And if you remember from the previous exercises, what I can do is I can just group this with a scribble. I can say, or what I can do is I can put all this in, or let's keep it as such. Grid location. I can put this here, and I can put this all into one group. I can add this to this small group. Grid location, and this is going to be with another scribble. I can say grid, and maybe I can decrease the size of this text, and I can add this to here. So now I know. And what we usually do is, as you remember, I create another point, which is going to be my attractor point. If I draw this here, and this is my attractor point. And I can copy this text, put it here, attractor point, and put this as my another group here. Maybe that group can be, at the end I'll group them all, obviously. So what we, if you remember, what we do is we grab the area of this cells, right, midpoints, and if I flatten this, now what I have is I do have my points here, and what I'll be doing is basically creating the distance in between, right? So what I'll be doing is, if I grab a component called distance, I can grab the distance between this point and this point, and I can use this point of distances to color my cells, right? However, to proceed with that, what I usually do is I come over to here, I say, if we want to change the sizes, you remember we put remap and so on and so forth, but now we don't need that. What we only need is, we need bounds, starting and the end point of these distances. And what I need further is to put a display, sorry, I need to go to prompts, under input, gradient, right click to this gradient, and let's switch it to this guy over here. And what I need to do, go to math again, deconstruct my domain. Start is going to be my lower limit, and is my upper limit. Distance is my parameter to create the colors. And if I connect this to display and preview, what I'll be seeing, let's check. Oops, that's not my geometry. My material is supposed to be that, and my geometry is going to be my color. But what I'm seeing here is, I see this, but this is basically, you see, this is basically curves, right? these are not the surfaces, but in order to create sort of a more fulfilling image, what I need to do is I need to convert these cells into surfaces or meshes, but this time we'll proceed with surfaces. So I go to surface menu. Under freeform, I'll grab a boundary surface. Boundary surface is a component that takes the planar curves and converts them into surfaces. But since I do have a lot of surfaces here, it takes a while to create or form these surfaces in. So it's probably gonna take a couple of more seconds, maybe longer than that, but I'm still waiting. And these surfaces are going to be previewed all in red. So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating or taking all these surfaces and converting them into the colors that I'm previewing or that I'm showing you here. But let me pause the recording for a second here, or let's just wait. I'll just cut this part. Unfortunately, my screen just freezes to create these surfaces while I am recording my whole screen. So let's switch back to Grasshopper and see. So what we are seeing now here is basically these surfaces, right? And it takes 3.4 minutes, by the way, it's a lot. So if I preview this off, and if I put this guy in here into my geometry, what I'm seeing now is based on the motion of this point, my surfaces are being recolored. Obviously, it's taking too much time, so why don't we just make this, I don't know, like something super simple, maybe 39 for this as well, and it probably will take another couple of, hopefully less than minutes, and then we'll see how it goes. yes, now I think it's working a bit faster, so I can take this guy here in, and we can see that how our point is changing the gradient. Obviously, if we come over here and then preset this to this one, preset this to, I don't know, this guy, we see way more ranges in the color based on our attractor point. So what this point does is basically the more distance we have, the colors are ranging from red to red in this end, but maybe we can like use some other color gradient such as this one. You see, now it's from pink to I don't know, like red. And if you come over here and then make this into rendered view, you see changes. Or if you take this into, again, like shaded view, you see different colors here as well. So that's pretty much, okay. That's pretty much it from this video. We end up with this one. In the next one, I'll be talking about how we can create sort of a gradient on this organization.